Yerp, what's going on, team? Welcome back. Sorry, I said I was gonna do an isolation session last night, but I got home. I literally got home last night. It was like 9:30. Um, and I was just a little tired. Whoa, who's in my ear? Hey, what's good, Kenta?
Hey,
Hey,
buddy.
hey, man, I missed you.
I miss you too. um,
I just turned the
are you
stream on
sharing like
too.
your? Oh, fuck.
I can share it on Discord. Yeah, I got you.
No, no, no.
Nah, nah, I got you.
It wasn't about that. I was gonna tell you about the Colombian girl that I was talking about.
Oh, yeah, I read that message this morning.
Yeah, I was with her last night.
Hmm.
Yo, why do Colombians like the way that they speak Spanish? Why is it so different compared to Dominicans?
Hmm.
Like the the way that you and E speak Spanish and stuff like that is not a lot different, but it's like the way that like y'all tonality when y'all speaking Spanish is like this. I don't know. It's difficult compared to Colombians.
The best way I could explain it, or like I guess the best example I could give is like, why do people in Alabama sound different speaking English than the people who live in Jersey? Different accent, different
Okay.
words. Like why some people
Okay.
use pop instead of soda type shit.
Okay.
It's just a
Yeah.
different part of the world. It's still Spanish,
Okay.
but it's just they have different words. Obviously, their accent's gonna be different.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Same reason why Mexicans sound different than
Uh,
Cubans, and why Cubans sound different than Puerto Ricans, and why Puerto
yeah.
Ricans and Dominicans sound different, but Puerto Ricans and Dominican have a little bit, they sound a little bit the same.
Okay.
All right, so the only thing that's left for today is fucking US 30.
30, that's it. Everything else ugly.
So how did NAS look? NAS is just
That's that shit
consolidating.
ugly.
All right, so at least, all right, NAS is at the lows, just moving sideways for today. And then
Mhm.
S&P is doing the same as NAS. All right, so I'm just gonna trade US 30 then.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more comfortable on the 30-30. We close this chart. We'll just have one tab open, and then Bitcoin also
BTC.
looking the same as NAS and S&P with the same consolidation. Again, went to the highs, gave us an exhaustion candle. Perfect. All right, cool.
Oh, since you didn't stream, you want to go over like that oil trade?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your thoughts on it?
Fuck. Man, I went to the pool. What day? I don't even know what day today is. I went to the pool, I think on Monday.
Right.
Fucking, I got out of there. It was so goddamn cold for some. Like, I don't know. My mom was like, "Yo, you're bugging," cause like it's hot as shit here, bro. It was like 102 degrees on Monday, and
Damn.
it's like it was a hot ass day. I got into the water. I'm like, "Yo, why the fuck is it so cold?" Whatever. I was in that bitch for like an hour, hour and a half. I had to get out, and then I felt like I was getting sick. So now I have the fucking sniffles. I'm sneezing like a motherfucker.
Yo, what the, yo, 100 degrees period is still fucking crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
It's hot as fuck. All right, so you had a oil trade. Um,
Yeah.
you got the break of the zone of consolidation, which was perfect.
Hmm.
And then you had a 15-minute engulfing. I don't see the 15-minute. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong day. Then you had the 15-minute engulfing here. Had the wick, closed above, closed below. You had the retest. Nah, I mean that's a pretty fucking simple trade.
No, like I didn't take it off the engulfing count. I took it off like the 1 minute
Yeah, right
structure.
after,
But
which is not
but
bad
like
still.
this would be considered like a multi-session type two pattern, then, right?
Mm,
Or what? Because we had like the zone of consolidation, and then after the price broke the zone, gave us the retest.
yeah, I mean, the zone of consolidation happened right at, like, literally right before the market closed. Like, we could say, but like, not really. It's still just a regular
All right,
type two pattern.
all right,
Gave you the
bet.
break, gave you the retest of it. The retest was on the 15-minute engulfing and went right
Mhm.
back down.
Yep.
But STP wasn't hit for this day, right?
Nah, STP was 310, and I was just
31.
targeting the structure.
Yeah. Even if you
So
targeted the low, I mean, it missed the low by a micro pip, literally.
yeah, once price got into like those previous 30-minute lows, I was just monitoring price, and like once price started to accumulate, that's when I just
Got out.
got out of my trade
Yeah.
and just went about my day.
It's
Because
not a bad
at
trade at
that
all.
point I was already up a 1 to 10 on one position and then a 1 to 4 on the other one. So it's pretty smooth.
Yeah, this wasn't a bad trade at all.
Shit, appreciate it.
Question. Do we have structure on the 1 minute time frame on US 30? So I kind of don't want to go back and mark this shit up, man. Fuck.
Yeah. I was looking at that this morning, and that was the only thing that we had. The 5 minute is atrocious, but the only thing that we have is the 1 minute.
Yeah. 5 minute, we're trading
So
these big ass zones still.
yeah, because of that shit that happened.
Yeah, we're still
Was it
trading between yesterday's
Monday?
lows and Monday's high.
Yeah.
5 minute.
So
All we have is the change. After the change, we had the inducement, the exhaustion candle. So 5 minute structure is pretty much similar to 30 in the sense of the
mhm.
inducement. Don't really have anything. Okay. And we don't have any
Yeah,
engulfing candles here. And then on the
just
1 minute, we have
change and break.
on the 1 minute we have high, 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 and then low, low. We have a change. We just have a change to the top side. Fucking zones of consolidation, man. Avada Kedavra. Good morning, Jessica. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yo, so Friday and Saturday, I'm gonna go to the track, and then July 4th is my brother's birthday, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna stay here, so I'm chilling. I'll be here.
Hey,
And then I'm back in Miami. I think I'm staying in Miami for a week, the week of
bye.
July 14th through the 21st.
Okay.
I might. I don't know yet. Like I'm definitely my nephew's birthday is on the 15th. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I don't know if I'm gonna leave on the 14th and just come back on the 15th,
Mhm.
or right, because I have to go back down on the 20th. So I don't know. I might leave the 14th, come back the 15th, and then leave again on the 19th. Um, yeah, I might leave again on the 19th and then come back on the 21st. Or I might leave the 14th and come back the 21st. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. But I think I'm gonna leave the 14th, come back the 15th, and then leave again the 19th and come back the 21st. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I still have another month of traveling to fucking Miami, but after that weekend, after the 21st, I'm done. No, I'm lying.
Until
After
after.
after the beginning of August, I'm done. I think the
Mm.
3rd or something. Because this girl starts
Damn, though.
her the
Oh,
school
yeah, she
season.
starts back school.
He was like, "Yo, are you gonna come
Damn.
help me decorate my classroom?" I'm like, "Fuck, yeah, of course, fuck it."
Damn,
It's been a fucking long ass 6 months, dude. Not gonna lie to you.
bro. 6 months felt like a fucking year, yo.
Holy shit.
I go to one.
Like, yo, I still have. I think I've slept in other places more than I've slept in my goddamn room this year.
Man, bro.
Cause well, I didn't come back home till the beginning of March. I left in December, came back in March, and then what? Damn near every weekend I'm not here. I think I've been gone fucking pretty much every weekend this year.
I've been
Kind of,
on the move, man.
kind of tired of it, dude. I don't know how people
No,
do
I'm
it.
kind of tired of it, dude.
Nah, nah, for real, I don't know how
What,
people
just
do it.
travel all day
Yeah,
or
just
all the
like
time?
just travel, just not fucking. I don't want to say not locked in, cause it's like
You can still be locked in
you could.
while traveling, but it's just,
It's just different.
yeah,
It's
because it's just,
exhausting, bro.
there's
Like
no, yeah.
got home last night at fucking 9:30. I had my alarm for 6 in the morning. I'm like, dude, I'm not getting out of bed. I'm sorry. I literally just got out of bed.
But
So one thing, I just like being in my house, man.
yeah,
I love being home.
yeah. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Her apartment is so fucking nice, yo.
Good morning, Mr. Albert. Welcome. Any
It's
questions,
like
by the way,
a,
guys, let me know, or any specific pairs, any entries you guys want me to see, or anything like that, just let me know. If not, we're just gonna be focusing today. The only pair, my bad, Kenta. Uh,
it's like,
the only pairs really left for the day is US 30. All the other pairs on our list, starting with AU all the way to silver, pretty much already hit STP, or some of the pairs are moving counter trend. So we'll just have to wait for those pairs to kind of shape up a little bit more. But I'll go through the pairs one by one here so you guys could see. Right, AU already went down. EA is just moving sideways. ECAD still moving counter trend, but giving us the change in the break from the highs that we're in. So we'll reevaluate ECAD this weekend. EU is moving counter trend, given just a little pullback. GA still at these highs, already gave us a 372 price. Right now it's just moving sideways, so we'll let price do what it has to do. GCAD for the last week has been just in the zone of consolidation, so I'm not trading it.
I love that.
GJ already gave us STP for the day as well. GU, same thing as EU, still moving counter trend, making lower lows and lower highs. We're back at the lows. So we'll be patient with GU. Again, this is just a pullback for these pairs. So once we get those pullbacks, we'll start trading again. US 30, again, for the last couple days, pretty much for the last week, where are we? Just moving sideways. Prices rejecting the lows, rejecting the highs, rejecting the lows, rejecting the highs, rejecting the lows, coming back to the highs, rejecting the highs. And right now, for today, we're back in the middle of the zone of consolidation. So we'll wait it out. 9:30 is pretty much what I'm waiting for on US 30. There's no lower time frame structure. Damn. There's no lower time frame structure on US 30 right now, so we'll wait for the 9:30 open to see where the volume is gonna hit. Gold already for the day hit STP, just melted during the end of London session. Bitcoin, I'm just looking at it to keep an eye on it, but it's pretty much similar to US 30. Oil already gave us a move for the day as well, just continuing that push to the bottom. And then silver, same thing as gold, already hit STP. So the only pair really left for the day is US 30. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll see if we could catch something simple. But again, it's very simple. We're in a zone of consolidation where price is just rejecting highs and rejecting lows. So right now, right, looking at the pair, right, how would I target this or what would I be looking for, right? Same thing that we did on Monday. Like I'm not looking to catch a trade to go all the way up to the moon, right? We're in a zone of consolidation. If I take a trade at the lows to go high, I'm cashing out at the high of the day. If I take a trade at the high of the zone of consolidation to go short, right? On top of the fact that we're looking at structure where we would TP, but we're also just knowing that if we take a trade at the top of the zone of consolidation for price to go down, our target should be the low of the zone of consolidation. So the fact that we don't have any break of the lows, we don't have any break of the highs, we just have inducements of the highs and inducements of the lows. We have at this moment, we don't have a clear position, right? We don't have there is no clear direction as to where price wants to go right now. So I'm waiting for 930, see what price wants to give us with the volume, right? We already know 930 is going to should give us an exhaustion candle. It should give us an inducement candle, something. And then at 9:45, 10 a.m. should be a pretty simple trade to take for the day. Good morning, Anon. Welcome to the stream. Am I late? No, we just started the stream. You're good. So kind of we see him. I'm glad he's winning. Yes, sir.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Where the fuck has Muhammad been at, man?
Yeah, that's a great fucking question.
He was in East session,
Last week,
yeah, but he didn't really talk though. Like just stopped by and then shit, that was it.
I just DM'd him on Discord. See if he gets back. I went to Olive Garden yesterday.
Ah, fuck.
Boba yesterday.
Oh yeah.
I missed Love Island though. I didn't watch it yet last night. I was like, it's too late for this shit right now. I gotta go to bed.
It was too late for this shit, man. You had some fucking boba?
Yeah, fire. Yeah, it's been a minute that I haven't had boba.
That's crazy. I
Monday I
feel
had
you.
some. Wait, no, today's what? Wednesday? Yeah, so Monday I had Chinese food.
About oh yeah, I was gonna join what's the name? Vice Trading Academy.
Oh, yo, yo, I'm fucking leaving this girl's house, right?
Right.
Yo, I left her fucking house. I go to the stop sign. Literally just got in the fucking car. Yo, it's a
Okay.
fucking dumbass. Yeah. This guy's at the stop sign. I just
Uh-huh.
stopped behind him, and for some reason he put his car in fucking reverse and backed into me.
Oh wait, he hit you? Like he hit you?
Yeah, and yo, I swear to God, like I was like, dude,
What?
I thought my front bumper was gonna be all fucked. I thought my headlights were gonna be cracked and broken. All I did was take a deep ass breath, and then I hopped out of the car, and nothing happened to the car. I was like, oh my God, thank
Hey.
fuck. Um, he said we have one last session before he leaves us. I hope he's not gone already. He leaves on Wednesday. I believe is either Wednesday. Uh, not this.
Today's
Damn,
Wednesday.
I don't know if it's this week or next week. That's the problem. But I know his daughter is flying into town. I was just having a conversation with his brother, my other uncle, last night because he started doing the sessions too. We did a one on one last night. Um, he was telling me, yeah, I don't know if it's today or if it's next week. I'm pretty sure it's today or tomorrow. Regardless, I'm not sure, Albert, to be honest with you. But I have to call him today anyway, so I'll give you an answer tonight, or I'll give you an answer by tonight. But I have to call him today anyway, so I'll let you know.
Okay.
I should be in DR too. Fuck. I can't go, yo. It's too many days. Unfortunately. Any questions on the stream, guys? Let me know. Again, any specific pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. Anything you guys want me to talk about, let me know. If not, we'll just be sitting here for the next fucking, I don't know, how long time is it? 20 minutes, and we'll just look at US 30 and see what price wants to do. Looks like price is going back to the low of the day. We just went back to the high of the day, gave us the inducement, came back down. So we'll just be looking at these areas, see what price does. I'll be looking for, some type of entry model to show up, whether it's an engulfing candle. At this point on the lower time frames, I'm pretty sure we're not gonna get a change in a break anywhere. Just to like confirm that, let me see. We have these lows here, right? And then I'm not gonna mark this as lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, and then have this internal. Even though we can, again, if we want to get really aggressive with it, we could say that this is higher high, higher low. Really mark this up as a pullback, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then lower low, change of character. But I don't really want to mark it that way right now. We're in the zone of consolidation, so all this tight movement on the lower time frame, I'm not really too fond about. With that being said, instead of marking it that way, I would rather mark it as all of this is just part of the same move here, and we're trading between this low, right, this high, then this high gave us the change back to the top side. So we're trading between this high and this low, right, which would make a lot of sense. Again, this is the inducement of the low, right? This is the low of the day of the zone of consolidation. This is the inducement of the high of the zone of consolidation, where again, price just rejected the highs, right? And before we rejected the highs, price came back down and rejected the lows. So right now, I'm just gonna keep it simple on US 30 again. Like, it's one of the situations where again we're trapped in a zone of consolidation. Is there times where you could
I
trade
don't
zones of
even know.
consolidations? Absolutely. Is right now that time to take a trade the same way we did on Monday? Not really. Right? This is the point where I'm gonna just be a little patient. Right? We still have ADR, we still have STP, we still have these gaps at the bottom. US 30 moves a lot. Right? Today, STP on 30 is 771 minus 33% is 516. So we have 516 pips to play with. We don't have any news today. Right? So we already know the volume that's going to come into the market is going to come in at 9:30. Right? So you have 516 pips to play with. So I'm okay with letting price do what it has to do at these highs. It's very simple. Like, just look at your left-hand side. Right? If price would have given us a valid break of these highs, right? We have clean traffic back to the top side. If price gave us and gives us a break of the lows, right? Just look at the left-hand side. Not only do we have clean traffic back to the bottom, right? Back to these lows technically. But we also have that gap at the bottom of the market. So at this moment, I'm just waiting to see where price wants to go. So today should be a pretty simple trading day, right? Don't stress yourself, don't overthink it. Wait for the market to give you what you need to see. Once they give you that, then you start taking the trades. So we'll be patient. Hmm.
Racer competitor, like you get so like yourself. That's what I don't miss because I know as soon as I like try to go to like hand cycle racing, I'd be back to the fucking myself. Never good enough kind of thing. I feel like every racer's like that. Yeah. No matter how. Shoot him in the head. I sort of. I can't feel it. I haven't talked to her at all. They were trying to promote. I was about to see that. They were you pick that. Yeah. Okay. Do not worry. Now the secret is you have to rub the utensils next to each other because all utensils have a small magnetic pull to them, right? So if you were to just share some of the electrons from one to the other, you can get them to stick. Right? It's actually super cool. It even works with other utensils, right? Just take in all actuality, it's just a tiny magnet on the back. That's all it was. But it's really cool. Though.
speaking with today? So I was eating a bag of Ruffles chips, original, and I was eating them, and I reached my hand into the bag, and there's a dime, like a coin. I'm so sorry to hear that. Are you doing okay? Yes, but that is a choking hazard. And it's dirty.
Got 8 minutes left, guys, for the 9:30 open.
You okay? What's wrong, Mom? You okay? Hey, you okay? Oh, that was ridiculous. You just said I was playing as normal. That's now, and I got all the like those that they pull off on. No. What? Is it worth it? No, it's worth it. All these people keep cutting over. You know what? Fuck it, I'm doing it too.
All right, price is back at the low of the day. Again, same exact thing that happened at 7:38 a.m. Right, price came back to the high of the day, gave us the inducement. Now price is back at the low of the day, gave us the inducement again. Are these areas possible to trade? Absolutely, right? If you're up at 5, 6 in the morning and there's an entry, you know you could take these trades back to the high of the day, right? And same thing. If you want to take these short positions from the high of the day, let's say it gives you whatever your entry model is here at the highs, right? Understand that if you take a short position at these highs, the place where you should be looking to take profit is at the low of the day. And we're just in a small zone, just looking at today, not even looking at the last previous days, not looking at the week, not looking at the overall external structure that we're currently in on the 30-minute, just looking at what's happening today, right? From the time the market's open to right now. All price is doing is just moving sideways, trapping traders, right? We're in a zone of consolidation. So at this point, what I'm looking for is, again, what I was explaining earlier. If price could give us a valid break of these lows, we have clean traffic all the way back down to the bottom, right? And we understand that back at the bottom is the bottom of the zone of consolidation. We understand we have clean traffic. We also know after STP, a little bit lower than STP for the day, we still have this gap in the market, right? So again, I'm just waiting for the confirmations. And if I don't take a trade today, if there aren't any entries given today, any simple trades, it's all good. We come back tomorrow. If the gap hasn't been filled for today, but price gives us a break and we have a continuation, we know we could take that trade for tomorrow, right? We also know we have a day of drop yesterday. If today price gives us a second day of drop, we know that for tomorrow we'll be looking for that 372, that third push back down to the bottom. So again, at this moment, it's just letting the market set up for you. Wait for the confirmations. Wait for the confirmations to know where you're going to get those continuation trades. Once you have those confirmations, then you take the trade. It's not the other way around. You can't take a trade first and just base that trade off of, oh, I feel like the market's going to go down, or I think the market's going to go down, right? I don't think the market's going to go up or down. I wait for the confirmations, right? And once I have the confirmation as to where price is going, then that's when we know where the market's going to go. It's not, oh, I'm going to take this position because I think that's what's going to happen. No, right? I know I'm going to take this position and it's going to go straight to TP. That's how I like to trade. It's very simple. It's stress-free. Keeps everything a lot cleaner. On the third day of drop, what confluence should we look for? Same ones as always, right? You're still looking for the same entry models. You're still looking for engulfing candles. You're looking for valid breaks and retests. You're looking for the bounces off the EMAs. You're looking for exhaustion candles, right? At this point, since it's a 372 going short, you'll be looking for, double tops if the double tops are given. Same confluence. It doesn't matter what entry model you're looking for the same confluences to happen, right? Change of character, break of structure, engulfing candles, exhaustion candles, bounces of the EMAs. Since this one is specifically US 30, we know US 30 loves giving type 1, type 2, type 3 patterns. So you're still looking for the same confluences to happen. Every single time you step onto the chart and you're looking for the entry, you're looking for the same confluences. And again, just go back into the Discord chat. I have to update my trade journal, and I'll try to do that today. But just go back and look at all the charts that I post. All the trades I take, I post them in the Discord. Right? Go look at the trades that Kendall puts in the Discord as well. It's all the same entries. Engulfing candles, bounces of the EMAs, double tops, double bottoms, shoulder head shoulder breaks, type 1, type 2, type 3 patterns, breaks of the zone of consolidation, retest, or the inducement, right? You wait for the inducement, then you wait for the change in the break. It's all the same confluences. Every trade I take looked identical. All the trades I took are super identical because I look for the same confluence. It doesn't matter what you're trading. You're looking for the same confluences to happen every single time. Right, price here tapped into the lows, and now we have another exhaustion candle being printed in 7 seconds. $9.30 open. Price gave us the exhaustion candle. Go look to see if we have any engulfing candles anywhere here. On the 1 minute, but not a valid engulfing because the green candle does not have a bottom wick. And we also know that we have a gap here. A gap in the market. Okay. At this moment, since we're in peak high for US 30, can we say we should be looking at the 50 EMA? Yep, the 50 EMA. We are still in level 3. We're pretty much still in the uptrends, technically speaking, from the higher time frame. So we know we're looking for the bounces off the 50 EMA. Ooh. Looks like price wants to trail back to the top, which again is all good, guys. It's all good. Again, everybody right now looking at their charts, they're probably like, yo, we're missing the trade. We're missing the trade. We got to get in right now. Be patient. Let price do what it has to do. Again, once you understand the area that you're trading in, right, it becomes so much easier, right, to understand that right now is not the best place to take a trade. And let's talk about it, right? Let's give you guys the example, right now on the 30-minute time frame. Let me go up one. All right, cool. On the 30-minute time frame, currently, right, this candle still has 23 minutes to print, so anything could happen in the next 23 minutes, right? What does it look like price wants to print? So let's just give this example. Let's say price prints the engulfing candle, where the green candle closes above and we get a retest. Is this an area where I'll take a trade to go back to the top side? Absolutely not. Why? Yes, even though your entry model is here, even though you have an engulfing candle. Again, it doesn't matter what your entry model is. It doesn't matter what your entry model is. Market structure comes first. It doesn't matter if it's a fair value gap. It doesn't matter if it's any of the ICTs. It doesn't matter if it's any of the SMC fucking entries. It doesn't matter if it's any of the Raja Banks entries. I don't give a fuck if it's God giving you the signal, right? The fact that price is printing, or it could print at this point, right? The fact that price could print this entry model does not mean that I'm going to take this trade off the retest in this area. Why? Because again, we're still in a zone of consolidation for today, where price is rejecting the highs, rejecting the lows, rejecting the highs, rejecting the lows every single time. So the fact that price gave us an inducement of the high, right? I'm not taking a buy position at the top of the zone of consolidation before price gives me a valid break of structure. I'm not doing that. There's no point. If price is in an uptrend, right? Let's mark this up. Let's draw it out so it makes sense, right? Let's talk about structure. If price is making higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher high, higher low, boom, higher high. Are you going to take a buy position at the higher high, or are you gonna wait for price to give you a higher low to then take the trade at the higher low to continue into a higher high, right? Vice versa when you're taking shorts. When you're in a downtrend, price is making lower lows and lower highs, right? Are you going to take a short position at the lower low, or are you gonna wait for price to give you a lower high or retest, whatever the pullback is, right? To then take a short position at the lower high to go into the lower low, right? It's the same thing when you're in a zone of consolidation. If you're in a zone of consolidation, price is moving sideways, right? And at the top of the zone of consolidation, again, price hasn't given you a valid break. It's still inducing the highs. But at the top of the zone of consolidation, you're like, oh, there's a double bottom, the neckline. I'm gonna get into a trade here to continue. That's not a high probability trade because you're at the top of the zone of consolidation. You already know that the top of the zone of consolidation is where the market makers are going to be trapping traders before the break, right? So instead of getting into a trade before the break, I'll wait for the valid break and then get in to continue that push to the top side. Same thing at the lows, right? At the bottom of the zone of consolidation, I'm not going to be looking to take a short position at the bottom of the zone of consolidation. I'm either going to be looking for price to give us the break, the retest to continue, or this is where price is going to give us the inducement to go back to the top of the zone of consolidation. So it's the same thing that's happening here. Price is just rejecting the lows, going back to the highs, rejecting the highs, going back to the low, rejecting the lows, giving exhaustion candles, going back to the highs. And again, we still have 20 minutes for this candle to print. Just look, the last two 30-minute candles at this point. If this green candle closes like this, we have an exhaustion candle at the 9 a.m. candle, and we have an exhaustion candle at the 9:30 candle. Where is price going to go? Right? If price gives us an exhaustion candle going both ways, what do we know? We know that the market is just going to move sideways for today. And that's okay. Again, using everything that we have to our disposal, right? Why am I so certain that that's what's going to happen? If price prints an exhaustion candle, again, in the next 19 minutes, because we're in a zone of consolidation, right? On top of the fact that we're in a zone of consolidation, once again, we also know we have no news today. We have no news today. Today is a very slow day in the market. No volume, right? And again, overall, where are we? We're still in a zone of consolidation where price has been rejecting lows, going high, rejecting highs, going low, rejecting lows, going high, rejecting highs, doing what? Going back down to the bottom. Rejecting the lows, gave us an exhaustion candle, went back to the high, rejected the highs, induced the highs again. And where are we? Right back in the middle, where price is doing what? Just trapping traders. Right before the 9:30 candle, it gave us a lot of volume to both sides, right? At 8 in the morning, it gave us volume to the top. So how many traders you think before 8 in the morning, how many traders you think got into these buy positions when they were thinking, oh, we got to get in because we're going to miss it. Price is moving up, right? And then price dumped, went straight to stop loss. How many of those same traders do you think said, oh shit, we went into the wrong direction. Let's start looking for short positions. They got into their short positions, and what did price do? It went right back to the top. That's what a zone of consolidation is. Again, a zone of consolidation is very simple. Once you understand what it is, a zone of consolidation, when I ask you guys, right, in the chat, if I ask you guys right now in the chat, and I'll give you guys a minute to answer the question before I give you the answer, right? What is a zone of consolidation? Anybody who's in the chat, answer the question in the chat. I'll give you guys a minute. What is a zone of consolidation? Let's see if anybody could answer that question. I'll give you guys exactly 1 minute in the chat. All right. Albert says when price is choppy, you're going sideways. Okay. Anybody else? You got 40 seconds. What is a zone of consolidation? What is a range? For those who don't use the word consolidation, what is a range in the market? Mike says sideways movement. Perfect. Okay. Anybody else? You got 20 seconds. And again, there's no wrong answer, right? We're all here to learn, right? We're all here to learn. The same question that you have, somebody else might have it and they're just too scared to be wrong. But again, trading is all about learning lessons. If you don't ask questions and you keep getting the same answer wrong, you're just never going to be a good trader. You're not going to be able to trade without understanding or without knowing the proper information. Right. Nobody else in the chat, just Albert and Mike. Mike says, are market makers trapping traders? Okay. All right. So once again, I say this in almost every single stream. When I ask you guys, what is a zone of consolidation? I'm not asking you guys, what's the characteristics of a zone of consolidation? Those are two very different things. But they're both very important to be able to see, right? So, Albert and Mike, yes, you're right, right? A zone of consolidation, a range, yes, it's when price is moving sideways. It's choppy movement. But again, that's just the characteristics of a zone of consolidation, right? The characteristics meaning how is price moving, right? Yeah, we all know that a zone of consolidation is sideways movement. But why is the market giving you zones of consolidations, right? A zone of consolidation, a zone used to make you take the wrong trade, right? What's good, Adrian? Welcome to stream, my brother. A zone of consolidation is an area in the market. And again, if you don't have this written down, please write it down. And again, for the most part, you guys who are in the chat right now, you guys have been with us for over a year. Most of you, over 2 years. And you guys have heard me repeat this definition of a zone of consolidation every single day. I swear to God, I say this every single stream. If you do not have this written down on your notes, write it down. You're going to need to know this like the back of your hand. A zone of consolidation is an area in the market where the market makers are trapping traders, inducing traders to get into a trade to hunt for their stop losses. Right? That is the definition of a zone of consolidation. Now, the characteristics of a zone of consolidation is sideways movement, is choppiness, right? But again, why is it important to understand the definition of a zone of consolidation? Is for you to understand right now, just look at what price is doing. What are the market makers doing? They're trapping traders. They're inducing traders to get into a trade to hit their stop losses, to hunt for their stop losses. Just look at the last 2 hours on the charts. If you're trading US 30, and right now we're just talking about US 30 because that's the pair that we're on. That's the pair that's moving sideways right now. So let's just focus on US 30, right? But this is the same behavior that happens on every pair. It doesn't matter what you're trading, whether it's crypto, whether it's commodities, whether it's the foreign exchange, whether it's the stock market and you're trading Apple and Tesla. It's all the same thing. That's why it's very important to understand this, right? Every single pair in the market is traded the exact same way. Every single pair in the market moves the exact same way. So with that being said, look at what price is doing now. Look at what price has been doing for the last 2 hours. It's just the market makers trapping traders. If you get into a trade, right, from 6:30 to 8 a.m., You got into a trade thinking that this was going to continue to fly up because you had so much volume and said, fuck it. Look, we have all these exhaustion candles and these wicks at the lows and we induce the lows. We're going to go right back to the top. We're going to continue the trend. What happens? Price comes back down. Makes you believe, right, from 8 to 9:30. Makes you believe that price is going to continue this trend, right? Because a lot of people are like, oh, you got to trade the continuations for 9:30 open. So if price starts going down at 9, you know that 9:30 is going to continue. A lot of people say that about US 30. And what happens? If you start taking these trades going short, thinking that price is going to continue the trend down to the downside, what happened? Price gave you another exhaustion candle, another inducement of the lows, right? And did what? Came back to the highs. And what has price been doing for the last 30 minutes? This is a candle. Again, US 30 is a very expensive pair. This is 146 pips. You were trapped in a range, 146 pip range. You see what I'm saying? So again, understanding the definition of a zone of consolidation is very important. Because once you already understand, I'm in an area in the market where the market makers are trapping traders. Not only that, where are you in the zone of consolidation? We're right in the middle. We're in the middle of the zone of consolidation now. What do we know about the middle of the zone of consolidation? In the middle of the zone of consolidation is where the market makers are going to be trapping traders. They're going to be giving you signals going both ways. It doesn't matter what you're trading. And we just saw it now, I think, on the 1 minute. Right on the 1 minute time frame, what did it give us? It gave us a 1 minute bearish engulfing candle. Am I going to take this trade? No. Why? Because we have no confirmation. We have no confirmation as to where price wants to go. Think about it. 30 minutes ago, price just gave us an exhaustion candle going short. Right? 30 minutes after that exhaustion candle was printed, what did it give you? It gave you a short position entry. Why would you take a short position entry in an area where the market just gave you those exhaustion candles at the lows? Right? Not only that, 5 minutes ago, what did price do? It gave you a bullish exhaustion candle. Or I'm sorry, a bullish engulfing candle. But again, why am I not going to take that trade? Because we're in a zone of consolidation. Price already gave us the inducement of the high. It hasn't given us a valid break. Right? I'm looking for price to either break the lows or break the highs. Did we get any of that? No. What is price doing? Rejecting the highs, rejecting the lows. Price is moving sideways. Rejecting the lows, going back to the highs. Rejecting the highs, going back to the lows. Rejecting the lows, and what did price do? It came back to the highs again. Rejecting the highs, it still hasn't given us a valid break. So what are you going to trade here? This is an area in the market where, again, I say this every single time. 90% of traders right now are fucking confused. 90% of traders, if you open up TikTok live streams, if you open up YouTube live streams, if you open up any platform where people are trading right now live, and they're trading US 30 or they're trading some shit that looks identical to this, they're shitting themselves. They're getting into trades. They're getting in and out of trades. You see, they have buy positions open, and long and short positions open, and they have every fucking position open in the world right now because the market is giving you those confirmations, right? The market is always going to print your entry model every single time. It doesn't matter what you're trading. It doesn't matter if you're trading it doesn't matter if you're trading patterns, right? Double bottoms, double tops. The market is always printing double bottoms and double tops every single time. The market is always printing exhaustion candles when you're looking at candlestick analysis, right? The market is always printing exhaustion candles, engulfing candles. The market is always going to give you flag pose patterns. The market is always going to give you shoulder head shoulders. It's about being able to identify, okay, what's high probability and what's low probability. And that's the key in trading, is understanding why some trades are low probability versus high probability and what you're looking for. So again, we're back with this 30-minute candle that closes in 9 minutes. Looks like price wants to give us an engulfing candle. Cool. Again, look at STP. What am I waiting for? In order for me to take a trade here at the top, I need to see a valid break. I don't care what other entries I have here. Same thing we did on Monday. Why do we take this trade? Because we had the exhaustion, the inducement to the lows, And we know that price is going to do what? Go back to the top of the zone of consolidation. That's it. We took the trade. We took a continuation back to the top of the zone of consolidation. That's my TP. It's very simple. That's it. It gave us the inducement of the high, and what did price do? It went right back down to the bottom. Can you please mark up structure in the scenario? I mean, it's pretty much already marked up. Like on the 30-minute time frame, we're looking to see if price wanted to give us a valid break of the lows, right? We had the change of character lower low. Price came back to the low and gave us just the inducement. Never gave us a valid break, right? The valid break would happen if price would have given us a break below these lows here, and we never got it. What did price do? It just gave us the inducements, right? For price to do what? The same thing that it did here, to go back to the highs, right? To do the same thing, go back to the highs. So when you're looking at structure on the 30-minute, we're trading between this high and this low still. Now, when we're looking at it internally, again, when I'm just looking at what's happening for today, again, what is price doing? Just in a zone of consolidation. So I already know. Like, again, honestly, I'm going to be so honest because I say this every single stream too. The only reason the stream is still on is because I wanted to show you guys this in real time. I'm just here fucking bullshitting because, again, on a chart that looks exactly like this, today is a day where I wouldn't even trade. Again, I woke up at 6 a.m. I looked at the charts. All the other regular pairs hit STP. US 30 was the only thing I was like, all right, cool. This is still moving sideways. I don't have to get out of bed until 8:30. And that's what I did. But again, realistically speaking, I already know. A day like today on the charts is a day where I wouldn't even look for entry positions. I wouldn't look to catch a trade for today. Because again, what I'm looking for is very simple. I'm either going to be looking for a valid break of these highs. I'm waiting for price to either give me a break of the top of the zone of consolidation so we could continue the uptrend. Again, just look to the left-hand side. We have clean traffic. After price gives us this break, we have clean traffic back to the top side. Or price is going to do the same thing it's been doing the entire week since last week, Thursday, which is give us another inducement to go back down to the bottom. So right now it's just a waiting game. It's just a waiting game. So again, for me, it's very simple. I don't have to chase a trade. I don't have to feel anxious about a trade. I don't have to be like, oh, I'm missing out. I'm not missing out on nothing. Price is moving sideways. We don't have any continuations. We don't have no lower time frame the same way we did on Monday. Monday was a picture perfect day. Was a picture perfect day on Monday. All right, there was 2 trades. We had a scaling. Was perfect. Right, the first initial trade was a 1-minute engulfing candle after the change in the break, the retest, higher high, higher low. Perfect. Right, then we were able to catch a continuation to just add on to that trade. So the first initial trade a 1 to 11, and then the scaling was a 1 to 2. It's not bad. Perfect. Back where? Back to the top of the zone of consolidation. That's all we need. I don't need nothing else. Right, now I'm just doing the same thing for today. I'm looking for the same thing to happen today. I'm either looking for the break to continue, or I'll be looking for price to give me the inducement of the highs to go back down to the bottom. Please explain the internal structure of the previous trade after the inducement. Well, the previous trade wasn't an inducement. Well, I mean, it was, right? I guess yeah, it was. It was on the 30-minute, right? So first and foremost, the 30-minute. Right? We started the session. What did price do? Right? Asia market opened, gave us the inducement with the first 2 hours of the market. And after that, what did price do? We started uptrending. Now we go down to lower time. If I go to the 1 minute, I don't think I'll be able to go this far back. So we'll do it on the 5-minute. Right? We had the change of character, right? Because we had lower low, lower high, lower low. Then what did price do? It gave us a change of character. Boom. Higher high. Higher low. Then what did price do? It gave us higher high. Right? If you go down to the 1 minute, we had the valid break. Right? Once we had the valid break, Once again, higher high, higher low. You said it earlier, Albert. What are we looking for price? What EMA are we looking for price to bounce off of? In peak high or in level 3? I'll give you a couple seconds to answer that in the chat. Right, so we had the inducement. After the inducement, we had the change of character. Right, after the change of character, we had the valid break. Perfect. After we have the valid break, that's what gives us the confirmation that price is going to continue the uptrend. Right? After the break of structure, price gave us higher high. It gave us a higher low. It gave us a higher low to where? The 50 EMA. Perfect. On the 1 minute time frame, where again, I can't go back to the 1 minute time frame at this point, but on the 1 minute time frame, at the higher low, what did price give us? It gave us a 1 minute engulfing candle. That was the trade. Right? The entry was at the retest of the engulfing candle, and then the TP was back at the high of the day, at the, not the high of the day, I'm sorry, the top of the zone of consolidation. Right? Which is just the 30-minute high, which is what the red box is here at the top. That was all that trade was. And then the continuation, the scaling that we had was also on the 1 minute. Again, it's just a continuation, higher high, higher low, to continue back to the top side. That's all that was for US 30. It's very simple. Thank you, brother. Of course, no problem. I hate taking screenshots by accident on my phone. You got 40 seconds for this candle, and just look how it's printing, guys. Just look how it's printing. Again, at this point, even if it prints, like let's say it closes here as an engulfing candle, valid engulfing candle, this is still an exhaustion candle. This candle that's printing is an exhaustion candle. We have a crazy wick, right? Same way that we had in the last 30-minute candle, a crazy wick. This is a very low probability. Again, price induced the highs once again. It hasn't given us a valid break. This is a very low probability trade to take. This is not a position that I will be looking to take. Right? This is where, again, the 1 minute, I would, at this point, once again, we said we were trading between this low, we had the inducement. Then we were trading between this high, right? This high gave us the change. Price came back down. It gave us another change. And then price came back up and gave us another change. So at this point, what am I looking for? I'm either going to, before I take a trade, I need to see price for long position. They gave us the change of character, right? Let's mark that up first so we're not confused, right? It gave us a change of character to the top side. So boom, 1 minute change, right? At this point, what I'm looking for before I take a trade, I need to see price give me a valid break of these highs here. Now, is this still a high probability trade to take, and even on the 1 minute? No. Why? Because we're still at the top of the zone of consolidation on the 30-minute time frame. Right? So for me, this is still not a valid place to take a trade going long, because we're back at the top where price has given us the rejections. For price to start going down, I need to start seeing the lower lows and lower highs. Right now, what is price doing? Higher highs and higher lows. Right, on the internal of the 1 minute, it gave us a higher high change, higher low, higher high break. But again, I'm not going to be taking a trade at the top of the zone of consolidation, especially not after price just gave us another exhaustion candle. There's 2 exhaustion candles back to back. Exhaustion candles going short, exhaustion candles going long. No way I'm taking trades here. There's no way, right? There's no way that I'm going to take this retest of the engulfing candle in an area where the market just gave me an exhaustion candle. The market just again, an exhaustion candle. It means price is tired. The same way that the price gave us an exhaustion candle here going short, price is tired of going short, we're going to go high. Right? Price is tired of going short, we're going to go high. Price just gave us another confirmation, another exhaustion candle, meaning that price is tired. What am I expecting price to do here? To go back down. But again, just got to be patient. Wait for the confirmations. Once you get the confirmations, then you take the trade. It's not the other way around. It's not, oh, I think price is going to do this, so I'm going to get into this position. No. You have to wait for the market to give you your entry first. Once the market gives you your entry, once the market gives you the confirmation, then you take the trade. It's the only way to do it. Any questions so far, guys? Let me know.
The hell? That's not much going to go to school, you know what I mean? Because this after more is like the biggest the episode of testing specials.
Yes, I am now.
How come there's like 3 hot ones here? Like branded. You know what I mean?
Oh, because we make them.
No, I know that, but like how come you do like
Why don't we do more?
yeah, kind of.
Well, we want to be pure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I think it's a good thing to get all these different craft sauce makers from all over the country and all over the world.
So people must pitch you every day. Can you have my thing?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
To get like your hot regime on here, that's a big thing.
It is a big deal.
I really did like that.
Was that your favorite one?
Really did like it. Yeah. Oh, it's eggplant. Why didn't it say plant-based eggplant? Like with the
I said it depends on probability, but do you take entries without engulfing candles? Yeah, absolutely. Again, the engulfing candle is just another entry model that we have, right? You have various entry models. Again, is there times where I just take a trade off of just a change of character, break of structure, retest? Yes. Is there times where you could take a trade off of the crossing of the EMAs and just use the EMAs? Yes. Again, is there times where you could just take trades off of just structure? Yes, right? Then you have the type 1, type 2, and type 3 patterns to look at, right? Then you have the zones of consolidation, the break and retest of the zone of consolidation. So again, the engulfing candle is just another entry model to have. But for the most part, again, the engulfing candle is candlestick analysis on the charts, right? The reason why I push for you guys to look for these engulfing candles is because, again, the language of the charts is the candlesticks. So again, if the candlesticks are printing exhaustion candles, you already know price is tired. It's going to go the opposite way, right? If price is printing an engulfing candle, right, just look it up. What's an engulfing candle on the charts, right? An engulfing candle means that price is going to follow the trend, right? The direction of the trend. So I like to use engulfing candles because that's the pillar. Like that's literally the pillar of where price is going to go. And I will say 8 out of 10 times, if price gives you the confirmation with market structure, again, if price gives you a change of character and a break of structure, 85% of the time, the break of structure, the retest of where the break of structure is going to be at, 85% of the time, there's going to be an engulfing candle for you to look for an entry. So it may seem like 100% of my trades are because of engulfing candles. And for the majority, yeah, I'll say about 90% of my trades have an engulfing candle present. But do you need the engulfing candle to take the trade? No. It's just that's a easier, having an engulfing candle, you're able to have a tighter stop loss, right? That's why you see that a lot of my trades are 1 to 10s, 1 to 12s, 1 to 14s. Is there times where I have a 1 to 4, 1 to 5? Yeah, absolutely. Even with the engulfing candles, is there times where you'll have a smaller trade, a 1 to 4 or 1 to 5? Yeah, of course. But the engulfing candle gives you everything you need. It gives you the entry, it gives you the stop loss, and then obviously the TP is based on structure, based on STP for the day, based on ADR for the day.
Yo, Benny. Are the divorce rumors true? Are they true? Benny, are they true?
Don't believe everything you see on here. But what you should believe is me when I tell you you gotta go buy my book right now. Fuck it.
Damn, there you go. I finally got the video I wanted to see for the last 4 days. Yo, Kendall, you here? Over the weekend, there was a 6-year-old at the motocross track. I don't know where, but there's a 6-year-old that passed away. He was fucking riding on the track and somebody landed on him. This fucking sucks though. There's been so many people in the last fucking like year. So many like kids and just people who ride, bro, that they've just been horrible accidents, dude. Again, guys, any questions, let me know. I'll pretty much be here till so I'll give it till 10:30. Um Again, today is a day where there's no news in the market, right? We understand the behavior of US 30, but we also understand where we're at overall. Again, we're in a zone of consolidation. So, is there a chance that if we don't get no volume by 10:30, 10:45, that the volume's going to come in during the lunch session at 12, 1:30, 2 p.m.? That could happen. Is it something that I'm expecting? No. The reason I'm not expecting it, again, is because we're in a zone of consolidation. So just be very patient. If you want to keep an eye on the charts after 10:30, after 10:45, do that. But understand that you're going to have to babysit this trade or babysit this chart for the next couple hours. So, again, I'll be done by 10:30, 10:45. So, any questions that you guys have, let me know. Any specific pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. Anything you want to talk about, let me know. If not, we'll just be sitting here for the next couple minutes, guys. Same thing happening here due to bad roads on highways. Yeah.
You smell like cheese.
What are the type 1, type 2, and type 3 patterns? I'll draw them out for you here. Right, so you smell like cheese. So you have, this is what you look for, right, from the start of the day, from Asia session till the end of London going into New York session. So and this is, well, I'll draw them out going both ways. So you have the type 1 pattern where price consolidates, gives you the break, and then goes back down. Right, so this is the type 1 pattern in an uptrend. And then on the downtrend is the same thing. The only difference, or I'm sorry, this is the type 1 pattern on a downtrend. On the uptrend is the same thing. The only difference is that you get the break of the low. And then you have the push to the top side. Right? The type 2 pattern is, again, a zone of consolidation. The break, the retest to then continue, or vice versa. The break, the retest to then continue. And then the type 3 pattern, again, same thing, zone of consolidation, the break, the retest, but the retest for the type 3 pattern is 50% of the zone of consolidation to then continue, or vice versa, the break, the retest to then continue. So you have the type 1 pattern, you have the type 2 pattern, Then you have the type 3 pattern. Make sure you take a
trading day in.
Make sure you take a screenshot of this, draw it out so you know what it is.
Oh shit.
So how does it look like on the chart? It's very simple, right? On Tuesday last week, this was a type 2 pattern. On Wednesday, it gave us a type 1 pattern, right? Consolidation, break, double top, and then it gave us the push to the downside. Right? On Friday, it gave us a little type 3 pattern. We could just keep going, right? We can see that on this day, which was Friday of the beginning of the month, it gave us a type 2 pattern, or I'm sorry, a type 1 pattern, right? Consolidation, the break, and then the continuation down to the bottom side. Right? On this day was a type 2 pattern, consolidation, break, retest, continuation back to the top side. What time is it? 10:16. We got 14 minutes left. And then I'm out of here. We have no engulfing candles on the higher time frame, nothing on the 5-minute. On the 1-minute, again, price is just still at these highs. Doing what? Moving sideways. So we'll be patient. We'll be patient.
30-minute engulfing kind of going long, but not really interested.
Yeah, but that's what we're just right. That's what I was just saying to them about that.
Oh.
And then not only that, but then there's also an exhaustion candle at the end of the day.
Exactly. Shit. Just get your trading day in, and shit. Just go about your day, man. Shut the trade.
Thank you. He said I could start trading paper, but I'm still terrified. I've only been at this for a month. There's no need to be terrified, bro. It's it's paper trading, right? So it's not like you're not losing anything, right? And that's the good thing with paper trading is that it gives you the confidence that you need, right? It either gives you the confidence that you need that to say like, hey, okay, at least I know what I'm looking at, or it gives you the confidence to be able to say, I still need to work on a few things before I start trading with either real money or getting a prop firm. So just take the trades, bro. There's nothing to be scared of. There's really nothing to be scared of. The more trades you take, again, losses in trading, you got to just change the verbiage. It's not a loss, it's a lesson, right? If you take a trade today and you lose, all right, cool. What's the worst that happens? Nothing. You don't lose any money because you're paper trading, right? You might be sad for a little bit, like, damn, I thought this was a good trade. Okay, cool. But that's just a lesson in the market, right? Now, the best thing that's going to happen after you take a trade is that 20 minutes after you take the trade, it hits stop loss. And now you're able to come to E, or you're able to come to me, or you're able to join the live sessions when we do the isolation sessions at night. And you're going to be able to ask the question like, hey, I took this trade today, and this is what you guys should be doing. This is why I always ask you guys every single session. I say it every 30 minutes. If you guys have any questions about any pairs or any trades you guys took, let me know. Right? Because if you took a trade today and you took a lesson, you're able to come back and ask the questions. Hey, was this trade good? Why didn't this trade work? Not to call nobody out, but same thing that Albert did a couple days ago. Right? Albert a couple days ago, he took a screenshot of a chart on AUD USD, I believe it was, from an engulfing candle, and it went straight to stop loss. Right? He didn't just take the loss and not say nothing about it. No, he took the trade, right? And there was a lesson to learn in that trade. And he went and asked me the question like, hey, I took this trade on AU. Could you explain it a little bit better? What did I do wrong? And that's how you're able to learn. So, don't be scared, man. This shit is very simple. It is very simple, but it's only simple, and it only gets simple once you understand the entirety of what's going on. And the only way you're going to be able to understand what's going on is if you ask the questions. Like, take the trades, man. Just do whatever. Get on the charts and just take a trade. And then if you take a trade and it's a loss, hit me up, hit E up. We'll explain what we gotta explain. And if you take a trade and you take a win, do the same thing. Post it in the Discord. Ask the question, hey, I took this trade and it won. Could somebody explain to me if it was a good trade or not? Because even some winners, right? Yeah, you might take a trade today that wasn't very the best trade to take, but it still won. And being able to understand, okay, I got lucky today, that's also very important. Because if you take that same trade tomorrow and it wasn't a good trade, it was just a trade that you got lucky with, right? You're gonna win today, but you're gonna lose tomorrow. So losses are very important the same way that the wins are. Very important to understand why a trade is good or why a trade was bad. Okay, so on the 1 minute time frame, price gave us the valid break of these highs. Cool. Again, what I'm really looking for on US 30 is, again, overall cool. Don't get blindsided by just the lower time frame. Again, on the 30-minute, where are we? We're at the top of the zone of consolidation, guys. This is where price has given us inducements, rejection of the highs to go back down. Inducement, rejection of the highs to go back down. Right? So again, at this point, I'm really not looking to take any entries on US 30 at these highs. Yo, Kado. He's not even here. Fuck. Yo, today's what, Wednesday? It's gonna be 109 degrees today, bro. 109 degrees, yo. In Celsius, I think that's like 40, 45 maybe. Like, yo, what the fuck?
Do you still play COD? I do, but not really. Like, I haven't. Last time I played was like what, a week or two ago. But before that, I hadn't played since like December. Like, I still have the game, but I don't really play it no more like that. I don't really have the time.
Alright guys, I'm gonna call it a day here. Looks like price wants to continue these uptrends, right? We're back at the top, the 30-minute highs, so it's all good. Again, we're just getting our charts ready for pretty much for tomorrow, right? For the rest of the week, they'll give us our confirmations. If price could give us a valid break of these highs, then I'll be expecting price for pretty much for Thursday to to reach these highs by Thursday, right? So if we could get this break to the top side, we know that we'll get that continuation going into tomorrow, right? And we'll have that confirmation already that price is going to give us that break. Now, if price gives us the inducement of these highs, then we know again for Thursday, we know that we're gonna look for those short positions going back down to the bottom. So that's pretty much it. Going into this again on the 1 minute, we got the change, we got the break, we got the retest, then the continuation back up to the top side. So any questions before we turn the stream off? Anything you guys want me to explain? Anything at all? Let me know. If not, we're pretty much done. Damn. Very odd. Very, very odd that Bitcoin is pushing down and US 30 is pushing up. Very odd behavior. That does not happen regularly. But again, any questions, I'll give you guys another 20 seconds in the chat. Anything you guys want me to go over, anything you want me to explain, let me know. If not, that's pretty much it for today, and we'll be back again tonight for the isolation session. Thank you very much for today's live session. No problem, my brother. Yeah, STP, for example, on US 30, you would take 771, right? So 771 minus 33%. No problem, Mike. No problem at all. We'll see you guys again tonight. And again, any other questions, guys, you could always DM me on Discord, or you could type. You don't have to DM me. You could always, ask the question in the Discord channel as well. Again, every question you guys have is a good question. It's good to ask questions in the chat as well. The same question you have is probably another question that somebody else has. So just let me know. Thanks, bro. Have a good one. Likewise, Mr. Albert. And everyone else watching, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And we'll be back for the isolation session tonight. Peace out.